Hello, welcome back to Literacy with Miss P. This is activity 2 and we are creating our own imaginary maps today. Now, our first activity is to explore some maps within books. So hopefully you've been able to find some books at home that include maps. Now, what I would like you to do is just to have a really close look at some of the maps and the details that you can find in those maps at home. Okay, so I've chosen one here, which is we're going to be looking at the map inside the Last Wild by Piers Torday, and it's just within the first few pages there. So if you don't have one at home, you can have a look at this one with me as well. But all I want you to do is just spend maybe 5-10 minutes having a really close look at that map for me, okay? Think about all the details, the illustrations, even the words and the language that's used. And I just want you to think about what you notice. So I'll give you some time to do that now. Just have a really close look. Thinking about all the corners of the page, what's in the middle. Okay, now Thomas Flintham is the illustrator of this map. For Piers Torday, and if you look on the blog, there is a really nice link to a post where he's talking about his own map making process and his inspiration behind this map. But what we're going to do is we're just going to spend a little bit of time thinking about this map in some detail. So, have you noticed anything about this map? Go on, shout it out at the screen. Tell me what you've seen. Now, one of the interesting things that I spotted is this area here called the Forest of the Dead. Now, you notice that lots of maps actually include symbols as well. So here we've got a symbol of two bones crossed over. And what you might notice is something about the trees as well. They might look a little bit different to some of the other trees on the page. They don't seem to have any leaves on. So this leads me to believe that this really isn't a very nice area to visit. It's got bones, which make me think of death or dead animals. We've got this word dead, and we've got lots and lots of trees without any leaves on. Now, something else that really drew my attention is the ring of trees. Now, they're at opposite ends of the page, but I do get the feeling I was quite drawn to this one because the tree is quite big, and it's got a nice kind of ring of trees around it that I can see, but they're really bushy. And the ring of trees, it just gives me this idea that there's some kind of safety within that ring of trees. And then I noticed this little bird. And when I noticed that, I started looking around the page, and there's quite a few different creatures that I could find. How many creatures can you find on the page? So we've got the bird, we've got a stag in the middle. He's quite big, so maybe he's important. Got a little mouse down here. Got a bug up there. A cat here. Did you spot any others? I don't think I've got any others. So we've got the City of the North, we've got Spectrum Hall, we've got Quarantine Zone. Now that's quite an interesting word. We've got the city to the west, the Tall Tree Wood, the Valley of Rock, the Shining Leaf Swamp. That sounds really magical. The Old Burn Farm. And around the map as well, what I'm picking up on is there's lots and lots of nature. So lots of trees, forests, woods. We've got the sea and the cliff edge here. Only a couple of buildings dotted around. And other things you might have noticed is this. Does anybody know what that's called? Yeah, so it kind of represents this kind of compass with north, east, south, and west. And we've got lots of arrows dotted around and paths and roads. So you might think about including some of those sorts of things on your map as well. Now, the last thing I want you to think about is, and we've already touched on it a little bit, what parts of your map or this map do you think are good and safe places to go? And what is it that gives you that impression? What parts of the map do not seem safe? And were there any particular objects that symbolised good or evil? When you look at the paths, what do you think they're there for? Is it a route that somebody needs to take? Often we see lots of rivers and water as well. So just take some time to explore not just this map, but maybe take some time to explore some of your own maps at home as well. And in a moment, we're going to move on to part 2, which is creating our own writer's map. See you soon.